Hey y'all, Big Tim here. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Old School and Bass with Big Tim. As promised, I told you I'd do a bait pre-tournament selection for Dale Hollow. And this is what I've come up with. And I've got a couple others that may or may not see the water, but I guarantee you all of this stuff probably won't see the water. But this one probably will. Fire Crawl Jackhammer. The trailer on it is a ZMan Goat. They have a baby goat, a goat, and a billy goat. This is the one right in the middle, the goat, and this is, I think they call it green pumpkin orange. It's more orange than anything, and it really matches that dude pretty good. That's going to be a big player. We're going to chunk and wind that quite a lot. And as I said earlier, Alabama rigs are going to be big. I got a couple A rigs set up. This one's for lighter applications, shallower water, and we'll see how that plays. Then we've got another Grande, and this is the actual Dayton Dock Rig made by a friend of ours, Brian Hatfield, down in Dayton, no, not Dayton, Kentucky, Dayton, Tennessee. And you may have heard of him recently because, as I mentioned, he's the fellow that makes the Booger Spin tail spinner. So that's a heavier lure, all of which only have 3 hooks because I plan on fishing Tennessee, and I'm not going to worry about whether I've got 5 or 3 and legal in Tennessee. This ought to get some play as well. The old rock crawler, or RK crawler it's really called, but everybody calls it the rock crawler. Now I've got a brush hog on this rod right here, and I have got to use it. This is my new feather from Phoenix, and I haven't caught any fish on it yet, but I am really thrilled with the rod. Obviously, I was fishing dirty water with this black and purple. I won't be using that at Dale Hollow, but I will have a brush hog on the deck, along with a jig. Now this is a half-ounce jig. When I go to Dale or Cumberland, I like to throw a half-ounce as opposed to a 3/8. This is Cumberland Crawl, which is a really good clear water color. And since we're going to have bright skies, I figure this is going to be a good deal. I'll probably match it up. Well, there's a couple of things I might match it up with. But color-wise, it'll probably be kind of watermelon because it's clear water and high sun. So, watermelon on the jig. We'll probably see some action at some point. This is the one I'm most excited to throw. I have not thrown this yet. And the reason I haven't thrown it is because I don't want to lose it. These are so hard to come by that I didn't want to take the chance. This is the Fritz side. This is the Fritz side 5. I've also got a 7 that may come out, but I definitely want to make sure that I got this thing ready for tournament day. I may not even cast it in practice, although Dale Hollow is pretty safe from getting hung up, so may as well throw it, see what it's like. This is another bait I'm pretty excited about. I got it over the winter, and I have thrown it quite a bit because I wanted to see if I could, how well I could cast it with this new setup. And it cast a whole lot better than my Peanut, which I like the Peanut and I can cast it pretty well. But this is the Black Label Little Cliffy. A good friend of mine recommended this for me to use because he knows I like Cliff's baits. And he said the action on this was very similar to a Shad Rap. And I've never been a fan of the Shad Rap because they're so light, they're so hard to cast on bait casters. This thing, I can cast it at a really far distance. Really like the bait, and it's definitely going to be playing down there at Dale Hollow. This is another one that'll probably end in the rod locker, but this time of year, it's hard not to have a red-eye shad, which this one is screwed up. Now this one's beat up, but the reason it's beat up, it's one of my favorites. It really does well. It's a red-eye shad in the sexy shad color. Sexy chrome, I should say. And depending on the conditions, this may hit the deck and ride around with me. But I anticipate the water's going to be a little too cold for that to really be a big player. But I'm going to have it on. What? All kinds of crankbaits, right? So, you've heard, if you've seen any of my videos, you know this is my favorite for Cumberland and clear water situations. This is the Bomber Fat-Free Shad, and it will definitely see a few casts. Oh, by the way, okay, the Fat-Free Shad runs right around 12 feet. The RK Crawler right around 10. The Cliff Pace Little Cliffy from Black Label runs about 7. And of course the Berkeley Fritz side, the square bill, runs about 3 to 5, somewhere in there. And also, I will have 3 jerkbaits tied on. I'm going to have 2 shallow ones and 1 deep one. I don't have them tied on yet because with my mega bass, I generally don't like hauling them around in the boat. They're kind of fragile. I don't want to take any chance of those things breaking in transportation between here and there. So I'll have 3 of them, 2 shallow and 1 deep. And I may switch that up. If we find that they're deep, I may have 2 deep and 1 shallow. But I don't have them set up right yet. Like I said, that's because they're fragile. You don't want to take the chance of them breaking in transportation. And whenever you're going to fish Dale Hollow, you have to have a spinnerbait. I'm going to choose a double willow. I know they had a lot of rain down there a couple weeks ago, and Dale Hollow cleans up pretty quickly. And I may be wrong, but I am set up for normal, clear water Dale Hollow conditions. And I may be totally off. It may be dirty. And even if it is dirty at Dale Hollow, it's, you know, clean for Ohio River. But this is what I'm going with clean water. Now, we get down there Friday. Things may change, and we'll talk about that if I do change lures and why. It's probably because of dirty water. The one thing that I mentioned that I have up my sleeve, I'm not going to do in this video. If it works in practice, I'll let you know about it. It's not really a secret. It's being done around the country, but I don't think it's being done much here. So I'll let you in on that later. I will give you a hint. So that's all I'm going to say about that one. But thanks for tuning in. We'll see you the next time on Old School and Bass with Big Tim.